So, in addition to the voices in the media that emerged in response to just needing to understand the presidency, his candidacy through the lens of blackness, people wanted to know what do black people have to say about this black candidate. So they went through every black test. They went through the paper brown test. He passes, but she don't, and that she doesn't matters. That she's black from a distance, like me, matters. That he didn't choose an interracial relationship that would be appropriate for one way of looking at and honoring whiteness. He didn't choose a double take black woman, but he chose something that envisions and embodies black love, because it also chose to have black children, to embrace a life where their children would be black. So no questioning where that family stands on the American ideology of the color line. It was implicit for many black Americans. They saw this, the fact that there is this kind of black love, that we knew that it meant that America would have to see black love regularly. In looking at him and look at her, these children, these two girls, black love. And for that to be so visual in our culture is so radical. It's so incredibly radical. Now, Bell Hooks talks about and has endless books about how radical black love is. So I'm not just sort of pulling this out of my hat, but I'm also suggesting that even just as a voter, as a black man, as a black-bodied person in the world, experiencing that image so regularly of black love is so heartwarming. It's so, again, uniquely American, something that we covet, something that we've always had faith is there, and yet the popular culture around us, need I say, would rather appropriate us, totally appropriate us, erase blackness from any part of it, but take everything that it thinks blackness is and everything that it wants blackness to be, and put that image forward, and let that, for many, the masses, even around the world, represent blackness. And so, like I said, I've not been in a corner of the world where I've not walked in and blackness has preceded me. Black music, black images, black iconography, again, from the appropriated forms of rock music through the decades to the contemporary, modes of adorning hip-hop and hip-hop culture as youth culture and youth culture of resistance around the world, while really facing the concerns of, black-bodied people in the world, so we face unprecedented violence in America, let alone the blood diamonds, let alone the resources that are stripped from black places, black nations, black peoples, the exploitation where there is consistently a color line. So it's not just that we're calling for reparations, that literally, states like Jamaica are saying to states like Britain that you have to pay us reparations in cash transfers because you, Prime Minister, have benefited, your family has personally benefited from slavery, and we can see the transfers of the money. So we've had to have these kinds of conversations in the wake of the Obamas, because we've had more black visibility, we've had more black scholars, we've had more confidence as black scholars to move forward with research that really serves not just the interests of black people, but really serves the interests of justice in all these spaces. So in just getting to know how the system of slavery benefited and continues to disprivilege, certain parts of our societies. And so the fact that we're seeing, again, we're just talking about optics at this point. We even haven't talked about the specific policies. We've really just talked about the embodiment of blackness in this presidency. Notice that, because this gets lost when we speak about those things, because his blackness and the criticisms of his policies, when we see the implicit race card played, when we talk about playing the race card, that's the race card. When race is implicitly played, when his credibility is implicitly questioned, when when actual senators go around and, we're going to meet with this world leader behind our own, commander-in-chief's back. when that kind of treason is met upon the presidency, and it's not called upon as for what it clearly is, a very white supremacist questioning of this black-bodied person simply because they're black-bodied. That people would, you lied at the State of the Union. He's going to deliver his last State of the Union address this evening. And you see how far we've come from that first one to where we stand as black people demanding justice. Now, no justice, no peace. That's what the Obama presidency has really meant to us. Stand up.